Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of It's Your Show and the segment Limelight. Last episode, we saw the perfectly poised story of Sina Osman, where we saw Sina, who was a queen and represented Canada in global stage, is now a pageant director and is creating platform for many other beautiful girls like her. So today we are celebrating yet another inspiring story, but we have for you all a very, very surprise guest. Yes, I say that because my today's guest is 10-year-old Kendall Weir, who is Junior Miss Brampton 24-25. So today we have Playground, two pageants, Kendall Weir's Bright Beginning. So, yes, like I said earlier, we have Kendall Weir on our studio, and at just 10 years old, Kendall is already inspiring so many young hearts and people who look up to her. So, welcome to the studio, Kendall. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I think of all the guests I have had so far, I love all of them and look up to them, but I think you're the one I'm so excited about.
Thank you.
Yeah, because at such a young age, you have taken up to a pageant journey, which even, girls much older than you think twice before getting onto because it is challenging.
Yes.
So would you like to tell us a little bit about who Kendall is to our viewers?
Okay, so Kendall is a girl that loves pageant. She loves doing community work. I love doing community work. I do lots of sports at school and activities. We have a lot of fun, me and my pageant sisters, doing work together, and yeah.
Okay, that sounds like a lot of work. I mean, going to the community, and so while you're doing school, you're able to balance all of this. That's impressive. So let's take a step back and tell me more about what inspired Kendall to come into pageantry. Like, why did Kendall feel like getting into pageantry so young?
I felt that the world just needed some help and that Brampton just needed like a little bit more support. So I decided that I wanted to take a little moment to join the pageant and help out. And I'm trying to do as much as I can as Junior Miss Brampton to help our community.
So yes, viewers, like I always say and believe in, I think we should do what we can for the community at large from right where we are. We don't have to wait for any right opportunity or, to be at a certain position or certain things to be fulfilled. We can start right where we are. And Kendall here is a perfect example who's doing that. Like she said, she saw that Brampton or the community at large needs a little bit of help, and she decided to take a moment to provide that help from right where she is. So, I mean, I am like immensely impressed. Like at 10, you're able to see that the world around us needs some help, and you are ready to give that help from right where you are for whatever you can do. I think that's amazing.
Thank you.
That is probably something I'll walk out of the studio today, learning that there's never a right time to do good deeds, right?
Yeah.
So, what was the best part of your pageant journey so far? It could be from the time when you were training to, the finale, or during the finale, or even after. Like, what would you call when you look back at your short journey the best moment?
Honestly, the best moment was probably where I started, from how far I came. I came so far. My confidence has gotten so much better, and my public speaking, I have done.
I can see that.
Thank you. Everything has just been so much fun. I love meeting everyone. I love talking to everyone. I have so much fun with my pageant sisters, and then everything. I just love everything.
Yeah. How did that moment when your name was announced? Because I was there. Yes, I was there when your name was announced. And how did that moment feel for you? Because I knew you personally before the pageant.
Yeah.
It meant so much to me. I was immensely happy for you, for your family. But for you, what did that moment mean?
So, to be completely honest, first, when they called Shania's name up, I thought I didn't win. But then when they put the crown on me, I was so excited. I was literally gonna cry. Like, it was so amazing. I had so much fun.
Yes, those the tears of happiness, right?
Yes.
Those tears of working so hard to come so far,
Yeah,
right?
I literally came so far, and I'm so grateful for everyone that I've met and everything.
Absolutely. Though I know because I was there, but for our viewers, would you like to say that who did you think of or who did you run to and hug the first when you were crowned?
The first person that I hugged to was my mom, because she has taken me everywhere. She was helping me do everything, and she's the reason that I've came this far.
So, though I personally know her mom and Kendall through her pageant journey, but I would like to repeat here for our viewers that it's not one person's journey. We see Kendall so far, but that's not just Kendall's journey. It's her dedication, it's her resilience, but there's a village behind her who has supported her, especially her parents, her sisters. I've seen her mom take her to from one event to another, managing her school. And so I think it's also the families who have to support the dreams that these little girls see, to see them so far and to see them succeed. Thank you so much, Kendall. And so now, which grade are you in?
I'm in 5th grade.
Grade 5. So that's the last year of elementary school, if I'm not wrong,
Yes.
right? So how are you able to manage your school? Because I have a 10-year-old and I know how challenging school and extracurricular activities sometimes can get.
Yes.
How are you managing your pageant journey, your community activities along with your school? I would love to hear that.
It's completely fine, actually. So most of our events and our gatherings happen on weekends, so it's like perfect. But also, sometimes there's sometimes it's on weekdays. But if it happens on a weekday, I'll either take the day off of school or I'll get signed out early.
Okay, and then you're able to cope up with what you missed at school
Yeah.
at an extra time. So it is like, though you make it sound like it's not difficult at all, but that extra amount of work that you have to do after school, after your community work, is the extra work that you're putting in. And kudos for that. Like, you made it sound like, oh, it's just nothing and it's very easy. But then I think it comes from your heart. It comes from the place of being very passionate about what you're doing, right? So when we do something that we love, it seems very easy. We find it very easy, right? So where do you see yourself? Like few years down the line, do you see yourself doing more pageants, or you're just happy where you are? Like where do you see yourself, Kendall?
Honestly, I'm happy where I am right now, but in the future, I am hoping to do more pageants. I love meeting people, as I said. I think they're just very fun. You get to meet a lot of people. You get to go to so many events and everything. It's super fun. And yeah, I honestly think I will do more pageants, but I might take a break for a year and then come back, because 100%.
Thank you so much, Kendall.
Yeah.
Again, there's so many small inspiration that I'm taking away from today's show, because the moment she said, I'm happy where I am, but I do see myself growing, I think that is very important for all of us to first be grateful for how far we have come and where we are, even before we take that leap of more ambition or taking more into our plate. So that is something, again, so inspiring that Kendall put out for all of us, that she is happy where she is, but she does see herself growing and doing more things. So I hear you say a lot, repeated, that it's so much fun to meet new people and go out in the community, right? So were you always this person who was very confident and wanted to go out and meet people and enjoyed all of that? Or has it kind of enhanced since pageantry? How do you see that?
Yes, my confidence has gotten so much better because I've joined the pageant, because we did so many workshops, and everyone, my older pageant sisters, have helped me out. They would teach me stuff, and I loved that. We had so many events that you just had to talk to people, and you had to meet new people, and you had to push yourself out there, and that's what I did, and I love it so much. It's actually so much fun.
So you do see the pageant journey helping your personal growth and confidence, in addition to you being of help to the community, right?
Yes.
Okay, so to give more information to our viewers about the system that Kendall comes from. She's Junior Miss Brampton 24-25. So City of Brampton every year hosts this pageant where they have competition in categories across different age group and also marital status. So they have Little Miss Brampton, Junior Miss Brampton, Preteen Miss Brampton, Teen Miss Brampton, Miss Brampton, and Mrs. Brampton. So I think the best part about having so many criterias in age group is that there is no one age group that is eligible. Everybody throughout the age group is eligible to participate and compete across the age group. So in your pageant journey, did you ever feel, because at the end of the day, whatever you say, it is a competition. Somewhere that element is there. So did you feel any time in your journey while you were competing that, everything that you want to do for the community or the larger picture took a back seat and you were like really competitive and winning was, like, not just you, even among your pageant sisters. Did you have that feeling?
Yes, actually on the actual day that we had it, because everyone was there and I was just so nervous. Everyone was scared. We all had to put on our dresses and everything was just crazy. But that time I was just very nervous and stuff. But all the other times I was just more like, oh, this is fun. I like doing this. But then that day I was just like,
I think a little bit of nervousness is
Yeah.
good to keep us grounded and humbled, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I think we give our best and,
yeah.
leave the results to what has to happen, right? A lot of things are destined. So I'm so happy and proud of you, Kendall. Like, I've seen your journey
Thank
even
you.
before you actually competed, and I've seen your journey and I've seen you work so hard. Like, you have been there, you haven't even winters, I remember, the coldest day, I think Brampton celebrates that,
Yeah.
and you were there. So
Yes.
is there any, I know you do a lot of community initiatives, so is there any, do you want to name a few initiatives, and is there anything that's more favorite or say more close to your heart, which you see yourself continuing even in future?
Maybe making prom happen. That was without my pageant sisters, but that was so much fun. We helped young girls and boys that couldn't afford to go to prom get their dresses and suits and shoes and everything. I see myself doing that every year because I helped so many people and it was just amazing. We had 1,000 dresses. It was so fun.
Wow, that sounds very interesting.
Mhm.
Could you tell in a little bit of more detail for us and maybe
Yeah.
a lot of our viewers who don't know about it? She mentioned about a project which is called Making Prom Happen. So could you in a very short tell us more about it?
Okay, so for a month or two, we had to gather up a whole bunch of dresses and suits and accessories. And then in April, I want to say, we actually went to the school and we set up everything in the gym. And then the students came and they got to choose out all their stuff. And it was so much fun. I met so many kids and they were all, I could see it on their face, they were so happy because now they could finally be able to go.
Wow, I mean, that is so amazing. I think you put helpful smile to so many faces. Thank you so much, Kendall. So right here, while we are talking about inspiring journey and heartfelt words from Kendall, where she's definitely letting us know that kindness has no age limit and we can be inspiration at any age and stage we are. Let's take a short break and we'll be right back at the studios with Kendall Weir.
अगर आपको दुबई या मिडल ईस्ट नुमा जेवरात की तलाश है तो आपको दूर जाने की बिल्कुल जरूरत नहीं। आज ही हमारे मिसिसागा रिजवे स्टोर तशरीफ लाइए, अल करम ज्वेलर्स। हमारे पास सोने के बेहतरीन कंगन, कड़े, झुमके, हार और सोने के सेट्स भी दस्तयाब हैं। शादी हो या मेहंदी या कोई भी फंक्शन, आपकी पसंद के तमाम जेवरात आपको हमारे स्टोर में मौजूद मिलेंगे। आज ही हमारे स्टोर पर तशरीफ लाइए, अल करम ज्वेलर्स, 3465 प्लैटिनम ड्राइव, यूनिट 99, मिसिसागा, या फिर कॉल करें 905-828-0009। अल करम ज्वेलर्स, फरमाइश आपकी, गारंटी हमारी।
on our studio today Kendall Weir, Junior Miss Brampton 24-25, and we are celebrating her journey, her inspiration, and her being a young leader. So welcome back, Kendall. And so what does Kendall do when she's not wearing the crown? What is Kendall like?
I like to play a lot of sports. I like to involve in school activities. I honestly, on Wednesday, I have a soccer match at school. It's going to be so much fun. Yeah, I like to play sports. I like to go out with my family. I like to spend quality time with my family, and yeah.
That's amazing. So you play soccer. That's interesting,
Yeah.
right? So how was it when you went back to school after winning the pageant? Were you more popular among your friends? Or what did your friends have to say about it? Did you have a real queen among them?
They were all thought it was so funny, and then on the Chromebooks, at school, they were searching me up on Google, and it was so funny.
Wow. So yes, I would find it very amazing if I had a friend at school when I was at school whom I could search up on Google and find up amazing things and know that she's famous. So that's amazing. Do you see more young girls or even girls older than you come up to you, or parents come up to you and say how amazing you're doing or how you inspire them? Do you have those experiences when you go to events?
Yes, some little kid came up to me once, and she was like, "Oh my God, you're like a princess," and I was like, "Yeah, thank you so much." And then she just started talking to me, and she was like, "How I want to be a princess one day too," and I was like, "Well, when you want to be a princess, you have to work very hard, and that you have to help everyone, and you have to be very caring and kind." And she was like, "Yes, I want to be a princess."
Wow. So you do believe that the best quality in being a pageant queen, or being out there as a title holder, is kindness. That I see that in a lot of your replies, right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kendall, for laying that path and putting that message out there, because I think it's very important in especially today's day and time. So let's go to our quick, one word, or it doesn't have to be one word, but more of a quick answers. Okay, we'll do a kind of a rapid fire.
Okay.
Okay. So what's your favorite subject at school?
My favorite subject at school is science, because I like to learn about animals and stuff.
Oh wow! So you like animals?
Yes.
That's amazing. So pizza or cupcakes? What does Kendall like more?
Cupcakes. I want to say cupcakes.
So you do have a sweet tooth?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Who's your role model? Do you have one?
Probably my mom.
Wow, and why do you say that? I would love to know.
Because she works very hard, and she's very dedicated to some things, and when she puts her mind to it, she can do it.
Nothing stops her, right? Yeah, I've seen a lot of that when I see her. So Kendall's mom is going to be so proud of her today. Kendall looks up to you, and I think it's for all the moms out there. Our daughters look up to us, and for them, we are their whole world and role models. So I think as a mother, that also helps me to put my best foot forward every day, every morning when I wake up. And to all the mothers out there, you all are doing an amazing job, and your girls, your children, and especially your girls, look up to you as role model. So thank you, Kendall. And if Kendall had a superpower, what would that be?
I would say flying.
Wow, where would you go?
I would go
anywhere you like to, right?
Yeah, I'd go
fly.
anywhere.
Yes, that's amazing. I think even though you don't have wings, I'm sure I see that you have given your dreams wings. So yes, your dreams are certainly flying. For Kendall, it's if you had to pick, it's tiara or sneakers?
I would say tiara.
Tiara. Okay. Yes. That's like a queen. Those sneakers are comfortable, but we love our tiaras, don't we? Right. So, does Kendall watch cartoons?
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Actually, I have two. I like Hello Kitty. I love her. She's so cute. And then I like SpongeBob.
Okay. Oh, Hello Kitty. The Sandria has a whole world, right? So many characters. They're having a 10-year-old at home. Oh, now I know all of them. If your crown could talk, if Kendall's crown could talk, what would it say?
I think it would probably say, "You're doing a very good job. Keep up the good work."
Wow. I love this attitude of, acceptance, acknowledgement, and also the gratitude that Kendall has from such a young age. Like, she's making sure that she does amazing work, but at the same time, she's making sure that she's happy right where she is, and she also takes home the required accolades. Like, she says that her crown is going to tell you're doing a great job. And I think sometimes we forget, when we are in rush, when we are doing life, when we are running the race, we forget to take a moment and acknowledge ourselves for how far we have come. And I think that's one thing I'm going to take from today's show and studio today when I walk out from Kendall, is that it's so important to pause and reflect and be grateful for what we have, and also acknowledge ourselves and accept ourselves for how far we have come. Thank you so much, Kendall. I think probably I couldn't have thought of a better answer for what a crown would say, because I think that crown right there has seen you on your journey, has been there with you on every step of this pageantry since you have won. So I'm sure a crown would say that you're doing a great job, and yeah, a long way to go. Amazing. When Kendall grows up, what does she sees herself as? What do you want to be? Have you decided? If you have not, that's perfectly fine. But if you have, we'd love to know.
I want to be like a doctor, but like a family doctor, kind of.
Not a specialist.
Yeah,
Okay.
but like I just want to be like a doctor, like
Okay.
somewhere in the doctor.
Okay. So we have a pageant queen, someone who has a tiara and will have a stethoscope. Wow, I can already imagine that. That will be beautiful. So, and does Kendall have those moments of like, oh, it's too much for me to handle, or oh, how am I going to do this? If you do, like, what do you tell yourself? What do you speak to yourself in those moments?
Honestly, I just say we have to push through it, and that we have to keep up our good work, and we have to make sure we're kind and we respect the world that we live on.
Wow, that's some message to the world. There are a lot of our viewers who would be watching today's episode, and it could be families who have young girls like yourselves, or it could be young girls themselves who are looking up to you.
Yeah.
Do you have any message for them on if they have ever thought of getting into pageantry, or it may not even be pageantry, something they like, if they are holding on to any dreams of theirs? So do you have any message for them based on your journey of pageantry?
Yes, my message for all the little girls out there would be just follow your dreams, make sure that you're kind to everyone that you meet, be respectful, love the earth, and give the earth what it needs to survive, and just make sure you're kind and caring to everyone. And if you do want to join the pageant, honestly, go for it, because it's so much fun. You meet so many people, you meet your pageant sisters, and everything is just so much fun. So just make sure you just take a little step forward and push yourself out there, because honestly, I did, and it's amazing.
You have no regrets. I can see
Yeah,
that,
I have
right?
no regrets.
So what? Okay, now that you talk about that, putting that first step forward, was that difficult for Kendall, or that came very naturally, or was it easy for you?
I would say it was like a 50-50, because honestly, I was such a shy kid.
Were you?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't tell that.
Like, when I was younger, like, we used to go to, like, restaurants and stuff, and I would, like, hide behind, like, my mom and dad. It was really bad. But then I got to, like, 9 years old, and honestly, I just wanted to push myself out there. I decided that the world needs help, like I said, and I just wanted to help people and be more kind and everything. So I just decided to go out there and make myself known.
Thank you, Kendall. I think that is amazing and a very, very inspirational story to me, because she calls herself a shy girl. Like, she used to be one who would go at restaurants and hide herself so that people around her whom she doesn't know, or probably strangers, don't look at her. She doesn't get noticed. And today she's here sitting at the spotlight in our segment Limelight of It's Your Show, and giving all those golden life nuggets to us. Probably things that even you and I, as grown-up adults, sometimes miss in our journey of life. So I clearly can see that the pageant journey has done so much for her positively, and I also believe that it will do that the same for others, young girls out there. So, like Kendall said, if you have been thinking of pageantry and if that has been your dream, take that first step forward and do the first thing that you have to do is like step up and put yourself out there, and then the journey ahead is going to be very, very beautiful. So having said that, Kendall, in your family, was there anyone who was in pageantry before, or is there anyone who after seeing you has decided to go into pageantry?
Well, my mom, she wasn't in it, but like she always wanted to be in it. And then when she had a daughter, she was like, "Do you want to join it?" I was like, I'll think about it." And then when I decided to join it, my mom was like, "Okay, we can do it." And now that I've won, my little cousin, she's 5 years old right now. Yeah, she's 5. She's like, she's telling her dad that she wants to be a princess like me, and she wants to join the pageant and stuff. And I'm just thinking like that's really like amazing, because like I'm making all these kids feel like they can like push themselves out there and everything. So I just think it's
Absolutely,
amazing.
absolutely. I'm sure you're inspiring so many young girls out there because when they see that you are able to do it, it kind of instills a belief in themselves,
Yeah.
that they can do it too.
Yes.
And now that you put that side of you in front of us, saying that you were a shy girl, that probably would bring more girls out, because if people thought that, oh, Kendall's always been confident, hence she was able to do. But now people know that Kendall was a shy girl who worked on herself and who put herself out there, showed that courage to put herself out there despite being shy, and that's why she's here in front of us, inspiring so many of us.
Yes, and can I add to that?
Absolutely.
I just think that everything that you've said is so true, because like everyone like if you're like a young kid and you see someone like older and they're like have a crown and something, you always think they're just like confident, like right from then and there.
Yeah. They
Like
were born
just,
like that,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
But most people actually aren't. They always start off shy, or like they always like
Self-doubt,
yeah,
right?
or like they don't want to be like present and like in the room or anything. But I used to be like that, and now I just want to push myself out there. I always want to be like in like everything. So I just think that it's amazing that people are pushing themselves out there to help and just be more out there in everything.
So much. Oh my God, that is so beautiful. Like she said, I remember our guest from last episode, Sheena Osman, also telling us that she used to be a little shy and she was not very confident putting herself out there. And that's when she got into pageantry and into acting. And Kendall today echoes the same story. So I think it's very important. Pageant journey is this whole stigma around pageantry where we just believe that it's all about looking good and stepping on the stage. I think we need to do away with that with examples like Kendall's. So thank you so much for watching us and being with us on Kendall Journey. From classroom to crown, Kendall has told us and redefined that leadership can start at any age. All we need is a little bit of kindness in your heart. Thank you so much. It's your host Shristi on It's Your Show. The segment is Limelight, where every story is of strength, resilience, and empowerment. Thank you so much.